Hey hikers, it's Lee with Trailside Fitness. This mini lesson is going to cover the shoulder and neck region. And like the other videos I put out in this series, this does come from my larger self-care program available to hikers. So in that larger program, I've got a lot more options and techniques available to you. This is just a sampling of what's in that actual program. So here I've got a little bit of anatomy. I'm going to walk you through a couple of different techniques and stretches and some exercises you can do to help make sure that this area is nice and strong and well managed for your hike. Happy trails. When we talk about anatomy for hikers, especially when it comes to the shoulder and neck area, there's a lot of things that we need to consider. One of those is that pack strap is going to come right over the top of some of these muscles, and that can really lead to some headache issues, as well as some numbness and tingling down the arm, which is certainly something we want to avoid. One other big player we've got for the shoulder complex is the Levator scapula muscle. And this muscle is basically an elevator for the shoulder blade. It kind of lifts it straight up. It also does some rotation for the shoulder blade as well. So this muscle attaches to the top inside edge of the shoulder blade, and it comes up into the neck. And usually those big knots you get on your shoulder, that's the levator scapula, that's the origin. It tends to be really tender. So I'm going to walk you through a technique to take care of that. On the front side, we've got pectoralis minor, or pec minor. And this muscle has a lot of functions. It helps with breathing and lifting the rib cage up a little bit, which is not its primary function, but it can assist there. Really what it does is help to move that shoulder blade, so if you're going to reach down toward the ground, that muscle is going to activate there. It attaches to the front of the shoulder blade, which is actually this little bony part right here, and it comes down to the ribs and attaches this way. Your regular pec muscle fibers run this way, so you can distinctly tell when you find those pec minor fibers because they run in a different direction. And it's usually pretty tender if you massage around in there. So this, you'll definitely know when you're on it. Once we get to those mobilizations, it will feel different, and you can physically feel those different fibers as well. The trekking pole is awesome at being able to dig into the tight fibers of that pec minor muscle. And if your posture is a little bit off or your shoulders are forward, that muscle is going to shorten up and it's going to cause a lot of pain and discomfort. We can take that trekking pole and stick it right on top of that muscle and then do some different arm movements. So here we can swing our arm forward, we can bring it back behind, and we can also go out to the side. You're going to have to move that trekking pole head around a little bit to make sure you get the muscle fibers, but it is usually such an uncomfortable area, you'll know when you find it. And just make sure to regulate your pressure so that it's a hurts good, not a hurts bad. Using that trekking pole to work this levator scapula muscle is great. This one also gets the upper traps, which is really nice. So this one, you can grab that trekking pole and really kind of glide it through the back of the neck all the way up to the top of the shoulder. I also like to do a little bit of head movement here, so I might be moving my head kind of down and away as I'm working that trekking pole, and really just trying to find what feels good and what feels like it's doing something effective and beneficial. Work this one from the right side all the way around to the left, and then up from the base of the skull down to the shoulders. Using the trekking pole to stretch the front of your chest is so awesome and so easy. This one, you're just going to extend that trekking pole out as far as you need to get a nice wide grip that allows your hands to go up overhead and then come around to the backside. This one, I like to think about pushing the pole away from me at all times. So I'm pushing away as I come out, back, and around. You can also stop at any point along this arc of motion if it feels like it's a good stretch, and just hang out there. Work this one on all your rest stops. Super effective and just feels good. One of the most important things you can do for your neck is really work on that posture position. It does make such a significant difference in the long run. So whether you spend a lot of time working at home in front of a computer or you're hiking, that head position shouldn't be forward. It really needs to be ear over shoulder. You're going to find that as you're hiking and you get more fatigued, that head position is going to start to drift forward and your posture is going to start to suck. So really focus on keeping yourself nice and upright as you walk. So spend some time and really hone in that posture piece. It's small, it's simple, and it's extremely effective. One other exercise I like to drop in a lot is the floor press. So it's basically the bench press, just laying on the floor. And this limits the range of motion for the shoulder, which can help if you've got really painful shoulders. So again, just laying on the floor, assume the position you would in a bench press and just press from there. Pretty basic, really effective. Moving up from the floor press, you could hop onto a bench, and certainly a flat bench would work fine if you want to do more of a traditional bench press. I'm going to demonstrate the incline bench press here, which is one I typically have my clients do. If you're a little bit older and you've got some shoulder issues, the incline bench press is the perfect option. And there's another adjustment I'm going to make here as well. Oftentimes, if we have our palms facing away in the bench press, that sets the shoulder up for a little bit of discomfort. And if we just rotate our palms so they face each other, that often can eliminate the shoulder discomfort. For the incline bench press, give this neutral grip a try. It's generally a little bit more friendly for shoulders long term.